Why is there no good music anymore? You've filled the bucket. Let me explain. So, you have a bucket, and this represents your brain. What you can cram into your brain. Okay? So, I'm going to use me as an example. So I started out AM rock radio, AM pop, all that stuff in the early 70s. So I'm liking music, so I'm throwing stuff in and taking things out and whatever. And then like lots going in, stuff I didn't realize was going in, that later on I found out that I really loved. Stuff that I didn't realize was going in, I found out that I just really didn't like that much. But it was just all going in. I was, 7, 6, 7, 8 years old, whatever. And it's all going in. And then I'm like 8 or 9, and in the late 70s, discover Kiss. So of course, Kiss goes right into that bucket. And it goes in so heavy that kind of splashes, and lots of other stuff kind of splashes out. So Kiss is in there, and it's like Kiss. And then I start hearing some other things, and I start hearing some Led Zeppelin songs that I didn't know were Led Zeppelin. I'm like, I like that. Throw that song in, and here's another song, and drop that in the bucket. And some Beatles songs, like, yeah, that's cool. Wings in the 70s was more on the radio. So, like, yeah, throw that into whatever. But still, big giant pile of Kiss in there. And then around the edges, some songs here and there. Then I really discovered Led Zeppelin. And wow. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna put Led Zeppelin into this bucket and cram it in there. And Kiss gets squashed to the side a bit. Other stuff squeezes out the top, and Led Zeppelin's in there. And then I start finding other stuff. As I'm growing, my bucket's getting bigger. So I find bands, Rush, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple. I'm putting them all in there. Cheap Trick, Elton John, the Beatles, of course. Discovered them at some point. I don't remember. There was no one moment where wow, Beatles. But they're all going in there, and pulling out other stuff sometimes to make room for other stuff, but usually not, because the bucket's getting bigger. So then at some point, my bucket is as big as it's going to get. Okay, you know the thing, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. At some point, my bucket is this big, and it's full. So now, a new band comes out, like say in the 80s or early 90s maybe, like say the Black Crowes. You know what, we'll go with the 80s, okay? Say the 80s come out, and a band comes out that sounds just like Led Zeppelin. I'm not gonna say who it is, but it was a two-word name, and the second name a lot of people changed to Clone because they really sounded a lot like Led Zeppelin. So I hear them, I buy the album, I like it, and then I get to the point where, okay, cool, so I like this, I listen to it a bunch. Now I'm going to kind of set the album aside. Do I put it in the bucket? Like, yeah, I got Led Zeppelin in there. Nah. I just kind of set it next to the bucket. If I remember it, whatever, that's fine. But I'm good. And then, like I said, the Black Crowes, I think 90 or 91, 89, something around there. And it's like, okay, yeah, they're cool. Yeah, they're really cool. You know what? I got Stones, I got Aerosmith, I got the Faces. yeah, I'm good. So black crowes don't get next to the bucket, whatever. And as I'm going through all this stuff and adding things sort of, you know, bucket adjacent, I'm getting to stuff where it's like, okay, I got this, doesn't go in the bucket. Can't really go next to the bucket either because that's pretty full all around. So it's going further and further away as I'm getting older and more music's coming out. So that's kind of what's happening. That's my understanding, my belief. And I've talked to people about that. I teach music. I'm always teaching kids new stuff. Justin Bieber, like you name it, if it comes out, what's that Styles guy? I forget his name, but Harry Styles, teaching songs, Harry Styles, and it's good music. There's no issues. It's fine. I have no problem with it, but the bucket's full, and all around the bucket is full. And you know what? I have more than enough stuff to listen to that I enjoy, and so it just kind of It doesn't even have a chance, which is a little unfair, but that's what's happening. So I talk to a lot of people and they're like, oh yeah, well that's really stupid to say like no good music is coming out. I don't say no good music is coming out. I say that there's no new music coming out that I particularly like. And that's really what happens. The bucket's full. I'm very happy with my bucket full of music that I enjoy. I almost said my bucket full of awesome music. I don't want to say that because that's inferring that other music isn't. The bucket of music that I like, I have plenty. Now with streaming services and things like that, and of course I have like hundreds and hundreds of CDs at home, record albums, cassette tapes still, but I can definitely like go in and like, I don't know, what's a band? ZZ Top, okay? Love ZZ Top. I haven't really listened to any ZZ Top in months and months, possibly a year or two, but now that I thought of it, I may now dig in there and pull out ZZ Top, and they're kind of at the top of the bucket for a little bit, and then they sort of sink back down, and I pull something else out. Like I said, Led Zeppelin is a big chunk of the bucket. I don't know, Aerosmith is like a smaller chunk of the bucket. Whatever. But that's, I think, what's going on. And I don't know, what do you guys think? Subscribe and all that. But comment. Because I'm interested in stuff like this. I'm interested in human nature. I'm interested in people and observing just the way people interact and act and think and all of that. So let me know what you think of my musical bucket theory.